What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, we have some serious, interesting news as legendary, retired, iconic, Hall of Fame Mexican superstar boxer in Julio Cesar Chavez Sr., who is a legend in the sport of boxing, a legend out of Mexico. He has some very, very choice words for undefeated, at the time undefeated, lightweight, junior welterweight, now once defeated, in King Ryan Garcia, who has 23 wins, 1 loss, no draws, 19 wins by way of knockout, 24 years of age, 5'10" with a 70-inch arm reach. As Ryan Garcia, he went into the most highly anticipated fight of this year. Ryan Garcia is a young fighter. He fought against another young, great fighter of this generation. Ryan Garcia was part of the Four Kings, which was himself, his opponent, undefeated 3-division world champion, superstar boxer, who simultaneously held the WBA super title at super featherweight, the WBA regular title at lightweight and junior welterweight, that being none other than superstar boxer Gervonta Tank Davis, who came into this fight with 28 wins, no losses, no draw, 26 big wins by way of knockout, 28 years of age, 5'5" with a 67-inch arm reach, okay? Gervonta Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia made for the biggest fight in boxing this year. The biggest fight in boxing this year. And Gervonta Tank Davis is a big puncher. 26 knockouts in 28 fights. In this fight, it was highly anticipated. Ryan Garcia is a young fighter, but you know, this fight was highly anticipated. And in the fight, the first round was a filling out process. In the second round, Gervonta Tank Davis, as I expected, and many people expected, Ryan Garcia was going to make a mistake, and Gervonta Tank Davis was ultimately going to make him pay. And that's exactly what happened. He made a mistake. He threw 4 straight left hooks. Okay, 4 straight left hooks. Gervonta Tank Davis, he slipped underneath him, and the 4th one, he slipped under and came up with a counter left, and he dropped Ryan Garcia. Okay, that was the second time Ryan Garcia was dropped in his career, and then he got up. You know, he was still aggressive. He was still coming forward. He felt the power of Gervonta Tank Davis, yet he stayed aggressive. He stayed in pursuit of Gervonta Tank Davis. And in the 7th round, once again, he threw a left hook. Tank Davis slipped and made a miss. Then he threw a right hook. Tank Davis slipped and made a miss. And he came up with a liver shot, a left hook to the liver. And Ryan Garcia, in a delayed reaction, took a knee and couldn't get up. At first, it looked like he was going to get up, but he couldn't. Okay, and Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. went on the rant and said how much of a disgrace Ryan Garcia was to the sport of boxing and to the Mexican fans, and on top of doing so, he stated that he's done. Don't ask him about watching Ryan Garcia. He'll never watch Ryan Garcia fight ever again. That's it. He's a quitter, so on and so forth. He disgraced his country of Mexico and the sport of boxing. And it's odd because Julio Cesar Chavez is a senior, and he has his junior, which is Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., whom is a product of his father. But at the same time, he is I can put in my card. Okay. He's a product of his father, right? And he's a junior. Pardon me, people. He's a junior, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. He carries his last name, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. And oddly enough, he is the one that quits on the sport of boxing. He is the one in the sport of boxing that's never prepared. Okay, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., the one that carries Julio Cesar Chavez Sr.'s last name, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., he's the one that's never, ever prepared. Hold on one second, people. Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. is never prepared, okay, at any point in time in his career, right? And so with that said, it's ironic, you know, it's extremely ironic that, you know, Julio Cesar Chavez Sr., would state that Ryan Garcia quit when his son, Junior, is the one that has been quitting on the sport of boxing for years. Never prepared, coming in out of shape, and essentially giving up on fights that he's had in his career, right? All types of antics from Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. You got all types of antics from Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Never committed to the sport of boxing. Always, essentially, seeming like he's just a product of his dad, right? He's living off his dad's name. Thank you. No, I'm good. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. You too. Take it easy. So, a product of his dad. Many people in the sport of boxing, they look at Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. and they say, well, he's just simply a product of his father, right? He gets over because of his father's name. That's how people look at Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. So it's odd that Senior would have such a viewpoint on Ryan Garcia, who's 24 years of age, and Ryan Garcia dared to be great. That's what he did. He attempted to be great by challenging Gervonta Tank Davis early in his career. He gave up everything. Yeah. So he dared to be great. He what he did was he conceded to everything that Gervonta Tank Davis and his team wanted. He conceded to it, right? Whether it be a catchweight, whether it be rehydration clauses, right? He conceded to everything Gervonta Tank Davis and his team wanted. So for Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. to have such a viewpoint on Ryan Garcia, a young kid that dared to be great, it's disappointing. It's disappointing that all these legends, Oscar De La Hoya, Julio Cesar Chavez, Oscar De La Hoya, Bernard Hopkins, two Hall of Famers, two legends, didn't show up, left Ryan Garcia at the press conference by himself. Another Hall of Famer, his trainer, Joe Goosen, left Ryan Garcia at the press conference by himself. Another Hall of Famer, another world champion, Andy Ruiz Jr., who says that Ryan Garcia quit and could have got up and didn't want to give it his all and didn't want to die in the ring. It's odd because Andy Ruiz Jr., right, had the biggest upset, one of the biggest upsets in boxing history when he upset Anthony Joshua, dropping him 4 times and winning and stopping him in the 7th round. Shocking the world. He had the highly anticipated rematch December. He came in nearly 300 pounds. He quit. Wasn't training, admitted to only training 2 and 3 times a week in the biggest fight of his career because the first fight was a shocker. Nobody saw it coming. So you had to prove that the first fight wasn't a fluke. And in the second fight, he showed up completely out of shape, training 2-3 times a week, and he quit, right? Then Bernard Hopkins, Oscar De La Hoya, 2 legends that were supporting Ryan Garcia, promoting Ryan Garcia, didn't show up to the press conference. Then you have Julio Cesar Chavez Sr., who has a interesting viewpoint on Ryan Garcia, and it's odd because his son, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., who carries his last name, is the one that quit on his last name, right? And has been a disgrace to the sport of boxing. So how dare him go at Ryan Garcia, who's 24? He conceded the A side, a catchweight, a rehydration clause. He agreed to all of these things to try to make these fights so we can see the best fighting the best, and yet they have so much to say about him. It's unfortunate. Kudos to Ryan Garcia. They left that young man up there on the podium all by himself, and guess what he did? He owned up to everything. Everything. He owned up to, being overzealous, being inexperienced, not understanding. He owned up to all of that. And everybody has something to say. It was a liver shot that Oscar De La Hoya couldn't get up from. Gervonta Tank Davis is a big puncher. So it's a shame that everybody looks at Ryan Garcia and discredits this young man. Just kudos to Ryan Garcia. Salute and congratulations to Ryan Garcia, man. Julio Cesar Chavez, talking about you never watch him again, but you continue to watch your son who quit on the sport of boxing multiple times and quit on your last name ultimately. He carries your last name. He's your junior. That speaks volumes. You never quit on him. Now, obviously, it's your bloodline, and Ryan is not your bloodline. But Ryan Garcia, he gave it what he had, right? He was inexperienced going into this fight. He never had a world title fight. Obviously, he never won a world title. He was inexperienced, but he still dared to be great, and he tried to give the fight the fans wanted to see, and he gave it his all. He got caught with a liver shot, and he couldn't get up, point blank and period. Give him his credit. That's all I got for y'all, man. Make sure you hit the like button, drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. It's your boy Blue. I'm signing off, man. Peace.